Good day, everyone. How is everyone doing? Hope you're all very well, happy, healthy, realizing the government really doesn't love you, and also realizing that pretty much everything you've been told since the day you were born, all lies. It is June the 24th of 2025, 11:14 a.m. on a Tuesday morning, coming to you from the communist shithole that is well known as Ontario, Canada. And if you'd like to support the channel, the information in the description box will tell you how you do so. If you'd like guitar lessons or music instruction of any kind other than jazz, I don't touch jazz, anything else I can do, I accept payment the same way as I accept donations, and I charge $30 an hour for that. If you enjoy anything other than the YouTube slop that's going around, the AI slop they call it now, this be a good channel for you because I am an unusual one and talk about anything and everything. And also, if you'd like a specific topic covered, you can leave me a message in the comments. If it's something I can do, I'll make a video about that very thing for you. So, the only thing I ask is, please, if you enjoy my video and you get anything out of it, please hit the like button, and hopefully you'll subscribe. As this guy Decoy Voice says, hopefully I've earned your subscription, so I hope I'm able to do so. Thank you very much, and let's get to the video. This is a video mostly for people who remember life before the internet. So you have to be a certain age, or you don't remember life before the internet. The only thing you've ever known is life with the internet, which is very, very different than life before the internet, I assure you. So even though I say this is a video for people who remember life before, someone who doesn't remember it, it's for them too. Anybody can listen to this video and hopefully get something out of it. What I'm going to try to do is explain the big difference, what the internet has taken from people, what the internet has done to us, what it's done to our attention spans, what it's done to our filters, what it's done to all these things, how it's created loneliness, how it's created mistrust. People don't realize how destructive the internet has been. It has been extremely destructive. And people make the argument all the time that it's connected us. Okay, so part of that argument is true. I can now talk to people in India without a majorly expensive long-distance phone call. Although before the internet, I still could talk to them. I just had to have some sort of phone plan, but I'd end up paying for the call. That's how we did it then. So it does allow us to connect with other parts of the world. Pretty hard to argue that, I have to admit that. However, even though it has connected people from long distances together this way, it's created loneliness and isolation for most of the population. Because before the internet, any of you that know what life was like before the internet was created, you have to be Gen X or a boomer, basically. Okay, so the one right before Gen X, maybe that's millennials, I think. They had the internet very early in life. They know exactly, or they don't know exactly what life was like before the internet. So this is mostly Gen X and boomers that know. And I really don't like that categorizing everybody into those groups either, because just because of when you were born, you're not a different type of human being. You're the same. It's just that the internet changed you in whatever way it changed you. That's why there's a difference between the generations. It's the internet that did that, the technology. Excuse me. So, before we had the internet, guess what we had? Real human interaction. We'd call each other up on the phone. What are you doing? Want to get together? Sure, let's get together. Let's go do this. Let's go do this. We wouldn't sit on our beds in our bedroom or whatever, or in our house anywhere and just do this, that'd be ridiculous to us. That idea, when it first started occurring in the world, I looked at it and went, people like doing that? You got to be kidding me. And I resisted it longer than, I still resist it. I don't have a phone. I'm one of the only people around who doesn't have I don't have one of those stupid things. Those things affect you so negatively and affect your life so negatively and surveil you and profile you. I don't have that in my life. I don't have that in my life. When I go out and walk down the street, unless they've got a satellite on me, which they probably do, but unless they have a satellite following me, there's nothing to track me with. I haven't been poked, so I don't have nanotech. Well, I have some nanotech in my body. We all do. But I don't have an abundance of it from that stuff. And I don't have a surveillance device in my pocket. Everybody puts them. That's what they are. They're to surveil, mold, control, nothing more. And keep you believe in certain things. Keep you believe in certain things. Before this all existed, people had longer attention spans. People could sit and focus on something for quite a long period of time. People used to make model cars and model ships and things like that. You sit there in these tiny little pieces and very, very meticulous work to do. It's very difficult, right? Take you hours and hours and hours just to put a little piece of it together. And you get different difficulty levels. We did stuff like this. That was good for the brain. That was really good for your motor skills, good for everything. Nobody would ever think of building a model car or anything anymore. Maybe a few people do, but if you did that, probably somebody's going to watch you do it and go, what are you doing, man? That looks messed up. Because their brains are so twisted from the internet. Instant gratification. That's what everybody wants now. The internet, and the phones especially, have trained everybody for instant gratification and praise from others. It's all about getting approval online, getting likes. If you post a picture of yourself, how many people are going to hit the like button? I mean, they've reduced people to, well, they say it's an idiocracy now. That's a good word. That's a good word. Because does it really matter if anybody likes your picture? Nope. Nope, it really doesn't. Really doesn't. We never even considered these things back when I was young. We all got together. What we did when I was a kid was organize baseball games or swimming. We did a lot of swimming, a lot of baseball games. The baseball games were really fun because 30 people would get together to play baseball, right? We'd divide up in teams, and it was just fun. We'd go up there to the baseball diamond for hours and hours and play baseball. And that was fun. I mean, people still do this, but not near like we used to. And while we were doing it, we weren't distracted by those damn surveillance devices. Those things don't allow human beings to do anything without distracting them. If you saw a bunch of kids playing baseball now, they'd all be sitting there. When it's their turn up at bat, there'd be one person up at bat, and everybody else would be sitting there on their phones. It's just become, well, the phones to people it's like crack. It's literally like crack. They can't even put it down for a minute. If they do put it down, then they start to talk to you. They're checking it every 30 seconds. Did somebody like my post yet? Did anybody message me? Human beings need to be separated from each other sometimes, and then the time they spend together is much more valuable. It's much more valuable. People don't need to see a picture of your food that you're about to eat every time. They really don't. Everyone will get along just fine if they don't see that roast beef sandwich you're about to eat. I'm not even sure where that one came from. Nobody can eat anything without taking a picture of it and showing it to everybody. Wow. There's a good example of idiocracy. That one's dumb. Okay, maybe if two people are friends and they cook for hobbies or whatever, and they're comparing each other's meals. Look what I cooked today. It's better than that shit you cooked last week. Joking with each other or something. Okay, I could see that. But people literally have to show everybody all their food before they eat it. Wow. Facebook is a scourge, folks. Facebook and Instagram and X. X is probably the least of the scourge of those three, but they're all three are scourges. X will actually bring you some real news on things. That's why Facebook and Instagram, very little real stuff comes out of that. They're infested with witches, and that's really all it is. It's a witch platform. They're doing digital sorcery and all kinds of nasty garbage that rots people's minds, makes them feel isolated. It spawned into things like ghosting, which is a horrible practice to do. Don't ghost anybody. I'm guilty. I've done it before, too. I have ghosted people. Once I realized really what ghosting was and how detrimental it was emotionally to people, I don't do that anymore. That's a terrible practice. That's a terrible practice. I'm actually being ghosted by somebody right now. It's very troubling because I don't understand it. I don't even know why. It's a mystery why this person has decided to ghost me. I don't get it. But that's what all this stuff does. Those before the internet existed, those who remember that time, we know we're in the saddest position of all. Because we know the world wasn't always a shithole. It didn't have to be a shithole. Remove the internet and all this technology and it's not a shithole. It's great. People go listen to live music and people have beach parties and have great time, big barbecues on the beach, corn on the cob and all this stuff. And I used to play guitar at parties. That's what I did. I was the entertainment. People would call me on a Wednesday, say, party on the beach this Saturday, be there, you're the entertainment, you'll get free booze, whatever. Okay. And I would go and entertain the whole beach. What a freaking blast, man. It's hard to have more fun than that, believe me. Nobody distracted with phones. Though that started happening when I got a little older. I was still doing it when I was older, but it got less and less fun because everybody became more and more distracted with their phones. And then it just eventually faded away. No one does it at all anymore. It's like, man, the kitchen party is literally gone. I grew up on the kitchen party. That's how I was raised. My parents had kitchen parties when I was a little kid, and I got to watch the goings-on at them. I mean, I didn't get to drink and party with them. Well, I did actually at 14. I was allowed to drink really young in age. I had a very different upbringing than most people have. But the best part of my upbringing was that there was no internet. That was the best thing about it. Real conversations all the time. No texting. Texting is the worst thing ever for human beings. It causes more misunderstandings, more ending of friendships, more divorces. Texting causes divorces. Think about that. It literally does. It's ended relationships for me with women. Texting has ended things completely. Did so much damage. That was it. So one has to remember this stuff is only as good as the way we use it. And human beings don't use technology good. They use it in messed up ways. We've been taught to use it in messed up ways. So I will leave it there. If you're somebody who remembers the world before the internet, please leave me a comment. Tell me your thoughts on it. I think anyone who's old enough, most people will agree that the world was better before we had any of it. Not only better, it was another world altogether. It was completely different. Not just a little better, a whole freaking lot better.